Hey there everybody, redxparasite here, and welcome back to Let's Play Metroid Fusion. How did the X download that Variosuit data? This doesn't seem to make any sense at all, unless the X have the ability to process data organically. At any rate, you have the Variosuit data. Now you will be protected from extreme temperatures. More importantly, the SAX will no longer be able to freeze you, so you can escape easier. But you're still too weak. That thing is too much for you. You currently have no way of damaging it, but my simulations indicate that a penetrating weapon like the plasma beam might work. Developing modification data will take HQ some time though. There's also a chance that you may be able to restore your plasma beam by absorbing a large core X as you did with the charge beam function. As for restoring the ice beam functionality, I doubt it. Your current cellular makeup will reject that addition. Therefore, HQ has developed an ice missile upgrade. This will add a freezing effect to your missiles. It will help. Go to Sector 5 for the download. Now get moving. So, as I was saying, in the last episode we got ourselves the Variosuit here in Sector 6. Saw the SAX again. Didn't feel like saying hi, we're still being a little shy there. Would rather not run into the SAX if I can avoid it. And the one thing that we didn't get to see, since I didn't get seen by the SAX before, is it can literally freeze you in place. You know, with the ice beam, like you'll be frozen like an enemy would be if you used the ice beam on it in a different game, or if you use the ice missiles that we're about to get here. But this is the last new sector for us. So you need to download data for the ice missile upgrade, but as you might expect, the data room here is secured. Level 3 security hatches are yellow. Release the security lock and download data as usual. And experiment with those new missiles, they will be helpful. You know what to do, get to it. Okay, so getting into Sector 5. ARC is the, sub-Arctic sector. We're not going to see it right away here. We're still in kind of the hub area with the, I call it white coloration. And this area also doesn't have the cold in it quite yet, but it's the next room, I swear. So here we finally get into the cold part of ARC. And what I find kind of funny about the whole ice missile thing is, like, I mean, they have a good excuse for why Samus, wouldn't be able to use the ice beam, but getting the ice effect added to your missiles, aside from, the utility of being able to freeze things, actually makes them worse. Because you can see the super missiles are killing pretty much everything in one hit. But once you get the ice missile effect, it will make it so that you freeze the enemies first and then you kill them. So it actually takes 2 missiles and a little bit more time to kill enemies that you would have been able to kill in one hit beforehand. First thing first, however, we do have to unlock the data room by finding the security room for the yellow hatches, which just so happens to be right here. I swear I didn't time that intentionally, it just worked out that way. So the yellow hatches are now active, and we are going to make our way to the data room. There really aren't many upgrades, really none that are worth getting. Also, I hate that one. That particular enemy and the placement, because it respawns in the area right where you're going to be heading, and it always knocks me off the wall there. But yeah, really not a lot of stuff to get here before you get the ice missiles, and we're actually only going to be getting a total of 3 upgrades here, period. For this visit, at least. Alright, so I'm back. I may have cut out something that I totally misspoke and said incorrectly. So, we have ice missiles now. And I should actually go back up and get something. I'm going to waste a lot of time falling down here and then having to climb back up. So there is an energy tank right here. And of course, we did see the fake enemy earlier. Or like the fake item enemy, if you want to call it that. There was a missile expansion one in Sector 2. But I didn't comment on it, so yeah, that's a little, you know, funny prank that they like to pull on you. So now that we have the ice missiles, we can, as the name would suggest, freeze things. So that's going to allow us to get out of this area, because there was the gate that just closed behind us before we entered the data room. So we have to find another way to get out. So here's a situation where you don't want to absorb the Core X after the enemy leaves it behind. Otherwise you won't be able to get through here. So I'm going to try to... make our way back. Of course, there were pitfall blocks. Actually, those are speed booster blocks. Derp. No pitfall blocks. That one's a pitfall block. But you know, you have to take that alternate route back because there's no place for you to get the get a speed booster charge. What the heck? Should just, you know, substitute the wolf clip from Star Fox 64 instead of me there. But that's a thing. We definitely won't be facing that, you know, anytime in the near future. So, there's a missile expansion right here. And if you've ever seen someone stream this game, emergency in Franker Z. That's all I really have to say regarding that. They're actually saying emergency in Sector 3, but you know, people in their monogreens. Emergency in Sector 3, PYR. The area can melt down soon. It seems the main boiler's cooling unit is malfunctioning. This could easily destroy the entire research station, as it would likely trigger the auto-destruct explosives. We have about 6 minutes. Hurry to Sector 3 and access the control room to the side of the main boiler room. Most of the systems in PYR are down because of this. Again, we know who to blame. The SAX must have hacked into the system control file. What impressive intelligence. There's little time. Hurry to the control room in Sector 3. So, we have ourselves a proper countdown sequence. Okay, so it's not technically an escape sequence, but we are on a timer here, so, you know, time is of the essence, as they would say. The door to the right is locked. Basically, I don't think all the doors lock behind you for this particular one, but the game does prevent you from saving after this event's triggered, so save point unusable. So we're going to make our way there as quickly as possible. Getting the speed booster there will save you a lot of time, so you know, make sure you do that. You can kill those guys in 2 hits now. Oops. Did not mean to grab onto those. I mean, that was about as slick as that could go. Alright, so here's some heated areas that we didn't get to last time. We're going to have to climb along the ceiling here and avoid these jets of fire that are spewing up. These actually have really huge hitboxes. I wish, you know, I knew some way of kind of looking at like the hitboxes in the game to see how big they are, but like you will get damaged by a pretty big portion there, so just got to keep pressing on. Guy actually took 3 super missiles, or 3 ice super missiles. Oh yeah, and I totally forgot to mention that's the thing that happens. Your missiles actually do stack. in this game, so we still have, you know, super missiles technically, but you know, now they freeze things. So what's funny is that if you want to kill those hopper guys in one hit, it's actually more effective to use the charge beam now, as long as you get the close-up hit. Well, that wasn't a guy. That is a Corex. And not just any Corex, it is a beam Corex. So that will get us back the wide beam. Now, you know, I'm no speedrunner of this game, but finishing this section with at least 4 minutes left is usually pretty good. So, at least for me. But anyways, we got the wide beam, so that makes our beam shots a lot bigger. It does increase the power of our shots a little bit too. Although I didn't really do a great job of showing that off, but in any case, we're not actually going to pick up any other expansions while we're here right now. Mostly because we don't have the stuff that we really need to get some of the ones that we are currently close to. Oh, well, that's fun. I fell into the lava. Yeah, so if you're wondering, the flame jets that come out of there, the hitboxes go all the way down into the lava. Like, you will get hit by them walking on the floor there. So I think for these guys, I'm just gonna freeze them. Not gonna bother killing them. Oops. Okay, fine. I'll just climb. So instead of taking the upper path from here, there's actually a path that will lead you back down to the main area via some pitfall blocks. So I'm going to take that to get back. It's a lot faster. The X mimicked a crew member. It all makes sense now. The X can absorb the memories and knowledge of their prey. What an astounding find. HQ was very impressed. But don't you find it strange? This could have destroyed the station with the X in it, not to mention the SAX. Unusual for a self-preserving species like the X, unless your presence is an even greater threat, a threat to the existence of X elsewhere. This is only a hypothesis. Perhaps their survival instinct is in conflict with their newly borrowed intelligence. Don't let your guard down yet. The X are still a threat. Samus, I see biosigns on the habitation deck. Survivors? The infected crewman you saw had survived until recently. Maybe there's a chance. The signs emanate from here. I have just restored power to the main elevator. Use it to return and look for any survivors. Oop. I did not jump. But one of the things I do want to give this game credit for, as well, is that it does nail the feeling of isolation. And that's not saying that the other Metroid games aren't good at that too, because they are. But I think where this game really excels is that they kind of give you a taste that there might be people there. Like, you see that guy, but then he turns into an X. There are signs of life on the habitation deck. So it kind of gives you the hope that you might not be alone, and I just ran straight into the door without opening it. Also, RIP, my favorite door that we just ran through. But so that is one thing. Like, all the other games, you're just by yourself. You know, you don't see anyone else, and you don't think you'll see anyone else. But in this game, you kind of have that hope that, you know, maybe I'm not alone, but you still are. So welcome to the habitation deck. This is a kind of little sub area on the main deck here. It's not a very big area, but it's important to the plot. Okay, so what we want to do here is we're going to have barely enough room to get up a speed booster. And then we want to head back and grab this missile expansion. If you fall down before these blocks right there, you won't be able to get up to where we need to go. So if you just go there in the first place, then you can just go back and grab the missile expansion and be able to do it all in one go instead of having to leave the room and come back. And so fun fact about the animals here. This is all RNG. You are at their mercy as far as how quickly they show up and come out of the door. I don't know why I did that. But the elevator ride down is going to give us a good opportunity to see the various suit in greater detail. So there's the pink. Edicunes and Decoras. I've met these intelligent beings before. They seem to recognize me as well. How unusual to meet again here. In the past, they've helped me unleash abilities I didn't know I had. But where did they run to? I hope they're safe. So I didn't actually show this off when I was doing my playthrough of Super Metroid. And that is the Decoras. I did show off the room with the Edicunes because there's a power bomb expansion in that room. So you did get to see and hear them, but I didn't go into the pit in Brinstar where the Decoras were. So, you know, that's a thing that's, you know, technically canon. I also didn't save the animals, which is also technically canon since they show up in this game, but, you know, details. So the survivors were not human. Most unfortunate. We can now confirm the deaths of all crew members. I had imagined this was the case, but I had hoped it wasn't so. I believe the X only infected the humans for knowledge. That form is too weak for battle. I am sure the others were merely food for the X. Samus, I think they are evolving, growing stronger. Some are now appearing that resist your current weapons. HQ anticipated this and sent powerbomb data as soon as the hardware team finished it. Download it immediately. Our choice of data rooms is limited to this one in Sector 5. Go. Now. So, question I have, could we not use the one on the main deck that we got the main missiles from? Is that not an option? I guess not. I'm not going to question the logic of the game, you know. I don't want to, like, take a detour and try going there to find out. I'm pretty sure the game probably locked you out of it, but I'm not sure if it has a good reason for locking you out of it or not. So, now we're going to head back down. It's a good thing that you don't have to ride the main elevator too much because it's long. 3 whole screens. And I get that they were, you know, they did that to try to make it like, look at how long this elevator is, even though there are, you know, 2 block ones on the other parts of the map. I don't know. I mean, there's actually a design reason for it that we'll see soon. Actually, pretty soon, but it's kind of spoilery. So I won't talk too much about it until we get there. You went to this data room before, but I'll show you its position again. Now move out. So terse. We used to have nice conversations, you know, where I said absolutely nothing and you just talked the whole time. So I think what I'm going to do is kind of getting close to the point where I would usually end off an episode. So I'm going to go and I'm going to get the powerbomb data and then I think I'll end it off there. Just so I don't go over by too much. That was honestly not nearly as far as, you know, it might seem. Alright, and with that, thank you very much for watching this episode of Let's Play Metroid Fusion. I've been redxparasite, signing out.